Big Ten schedule continuing for the Badgers. Another home and then road week for Greg Gard's Wisconsin team, taking on Michigan State on Tuesday night, followed by a Saturday afternoon road trip down to Bloomington to take on the Indiana Hoosiers. We'll check out the highlights from those two games. We'll hear from Badgers Junior Guard Max Klesmit out of Neenah, Wisconsin, the transfer out of Wofford, who's really helped the team this season. And, of course, our weekly sit-down with head coach Greg Gard. All coming up on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
Crowell with one dribble, a hand off to Max Klesmit, off the Crowell screen. Klesmit turns the corner, baseline right, in the lane, runs it to Lindsey, snaps off a three, left side, money. Isaac Lindsey with a three, and it's 7-6 Wisconsin with 12:10 left in the half. Bounce pass to Crowell, top of the circle. Crowell against Jackson Davis. Steven hands off to Esijan, open for three, right side, good. Connor Esijan, his first three of the day. 17-13 Indiana with 2:30. 17-16 Indiana with 2.5 minutes left in the half. 33-20 Indiana with 15 minutes to play. It's now a 12-point run for the Hoosiers. Here's Hepburn, right of the lane, stops, pumps, up, and finally in, and just barely, and hung on the rim and fell through. It's gathered by Davis. Second chance for Wisconsin. Hepburn to the right side. Chucky in the lane. Gets it out of there to Davis between the circles. Hooks it to Esijan. Wide open three right side. Good for Connor Esijan. His second three of the day. 39-27 Indiana. Hoosiers still have not made a three today. Here's Marcus Silver outside left, hands off to Esijan. Connor drives on Kopp in the lane, low on the left, leaves it for Gilmore, low on the right, layup good, and here come the Badgers. 39-29 Indiana. We have 10 minutes remaining.
This is Wisconsin basketball. And Wall with a steal. Tyler with the pulpit. Down the lane, slam dunk.
Now it's Jordan Davis for three on the right side, and he sticks it.
With two. Hepburn, good! Off the glass!
Chucky right of the paint, behind the back pass. Crowell for three, straight on, straight in.
Let's have a party, Badger Nation! You have yourselves a Big Ten champion!
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
When you've been injured, you need the hometown team on your side. Trust us to get you back in the game. Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my dad, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $10 off a delivery order of $100 or more with code STAYWARM.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one. During training, no school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
Injured? You need a team you can trust. Call Gruber Law Offices today, serving the people of Wisconsin for over 30 years. Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Badger Athletics. One call, that's all.
Pivots, gets it out of there to Klesmit. He'll throw to Lindsey, wraps it left wing for Davis, goes into Crowell, who will catch left of the lane. against Jackson Kohler, backing mid-post left, up and under Crowell, low on the left, up and in. And around Kohler, first points for Crowell. 3% from distance coming into this game is Jaden Akins. Here's Chris Hodges against Kohler, right of the lane, up and under, up, left hand, yes! Oh, nice move inside from Chris Hodges, 17-13, Michigan State, 9:50 left in the half. Marcus Silver out front, throwing to Esijan high on the left. He'll take the three, left of the wheel, book it. Second three for Esijan, in rhythm early tonight for the Badgers. Even Crowell back in there. Crowell against Cooper, off the right block, out to Hepburn, three-shot right pocket, good. First points for Chucky Hepburn, 21-19 Michigan State. Crowell right of the paint, Cooper defends, single coverage. A little tease from Hauser, goes out to Ilver, tries a three, nails it from the right side. Marcus Ilver with his first points, 28-27 Michigan State. Throw to Jordan Davis, left wing, goes into Crowell, left of the lane, on the block. Darts it weak side for Gilmore. Now Klesmit for three, right corner, he sticks it. And it's 37-36 Wisconsin. A minute 10 gone by in the second half. Feeds it for Gilmore high on the left. Gilmore matched up with Hauser. Bounce past Crowell, left of the lane. Crowell against Sissoko, backing his Crowell. Left shoulder turn, up right hand. Got it, and one. Stephen Crowell the bucket. Marty Sissoko the foul. That's his third. Badgers up one. Hepburn wide pass. Chucky grabs it. Dribbles off the left wing. Feeds Connor up top. Snaps off a three. Bucket. Connor Esijan, his third three. 50-46 Wisconsin with 9:50 remaining. Max Klesmit throwing to Hepburn along the left sideline. Hepburn holds and looks, puts it on the deck. Edge on the screen from Sissoko, throwing to Gilmore. Left side three on the way. It's good. Connor Gilmore from distance. 57-52 Wisconsin. Kills the dribble, loops it to Crowell against Sissoko. Crowell starts to back, left of the lane, mid-post left, up right hand, good, and we're tied. 61 all with a minute 53 remaining. Hepburn outside right. Chuck to the free throw line, a step back, long two, tie game. Hepburn answers, tied at 63, 105 left in regulation.
We should have been able to close that out, and that's on all of us. It's not on one or two people. All of us did little things down the stretch that didn't help us. So, yeah, to answer your question, I do think we should have won the game.
You know, the 4 minutes at the start of the game and the 4 minutes at the end. You know, and as I told the team, unfortunately it's 40 minutes, not 32. So we've got to find a way to continue to be a more complete team at the start and at the end.
I think we did play a lot better. Obviously, like Coach said, there's no moral victories for any of us, but I think the fight we showed and getting down early and coming back was a really positive sign for us. And then some of those guys coming off the bench, giving us a lift off the bench was really good to see. So I do think we played a lot better.
We had a chance to have success here against a very good team, a team that, as they're getting healthy, see what they've done, and that's what I've thought, that watching them, that you know, specifically getting Akins and Hall back, it's made them more complete. And while they were out, they had guys that developed and got kind of thrown to the fire, and we're going through that right now. Some guys that maybe aren't quite ready, they're having to learn and adjust and grow really fast, maybe a little uncomfortably fast, but they're doing it. That's the exciting part about this group with those younger guys. I see them getting better every day, and tonight I saw it when the lights were on too.
The physicality and speed is different. I mean, it's the Big Ten for a reason. It's known for that. So I know it's definitely been eye-opening for me. Just these last two games, just to see, you know, how physical and how different this league is compared to everywhere else in the country.
I said I'm encouraged by what I've seen from some of the guys that are getting better, that are maybe in the main rotation, that are working their ways, and it's going to help us as time goes on.
You'll hear things like, you're gonna need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
My best friend, he's a warm-hearted person who about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my heart, my dad, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $10 off a delivery order of $100 or more with code STAYWARM.
As the Badgers continue here in the Big Ten portion of the schedule, routine is a big part of it for players, home or road, but particularly on the road. But now and then, it's not a bad idea to mix things up a little bit when you can. And with that, we're joined by head coach Greg Gard. And there is a routine. I guess we'll start at kind of backtrack to what I was saying. The routine's important for athletes, right? You know, some things are beyond your control, weather, mechanical issues with planes and all of that. But athletes, they kind of like to know what's going to happen when in every detail, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's something we've always tried to do, is not throw them too many surprises. Specifically when we go on the road, try to keep the routine as consistent and as similar as what do we do here at home. But every once in a while, we'll take them out and get them out of the hotel, as we did last week, and mix things up a little bit to get them away from maybe the confines of a hotel room.
Yeah, which was, different coaches have different approaches, but you've done this for a while now. It's not every time, but now and then. And one of the key elements of all of this is the cell phones. Not permitted.
Not permitted, yes. We collect them, actually. We have the cell phone bucket or the cell phone bag based on what we have that night. But, yeah, I mean, that's what it does is it forces actual conversation. We actually have to talk to the people around you, and it's amazing what an impact that has. I mean, I probably should do it at home with my own kids and everybody, but just how, when they give up that social media device, all of a sudden, the conversation around the room just gets louder and louder, which is what you need in terms of helping and continue to grow our chemistry.
I was visiting with Patrick Herb about that the day after the dinner, and he said it was really interesting because there was a lot of chatter and, kind of noisy, and then the minute everybody got his phone back, all of a sudden, woof.
Yeah,
it got really quiet again.
We're catching up on the 2 hours that you missed on your phone.
We kind of laugh about it with the college kids, but that's the non-college kids too. I would be guilty of that. Anytime you go through an airport, if you fly a commercial, as soon as the plane lands, people are going from gate to gate. I'm surprised there aren't more, people-to-people collisions, right?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's not only just a team thing or a young adult thing. I think we could all take a little bit of that advice of putting that cell phone down. And I had old former Coach Rainey used to tell me, he's since passed away a year ago, but he always said, take one day a week and shut the thing off and don't even look at it. And I said, well, I'm in a position where I can't do that, but that was always his advice, was one day a week, pick it and don't touch it.
That's for those of us who can do that, so you don't have that luxury, that's great advice.
It
just
is,
to get away.
He had a lot of great advice over the years.
He certainly did. I would imagine, too, when you have these team dinners, I mean, you get an idea, maybe a better idea of, like, who's the class clown, who's the funny guy. And in the locker room, I'm sure these guys all know that, but maybe you and your staff get to see a little bit more of that in a dinner setting.
Yeah, we see some of that, and some guys that you think are a little quiet. Now, all of a sudden, their personality starts to show, and you can see who can down 2 steaks, which we got a few big guys that they can eat. I don't know if they can go toe-to-toe with an offensive lineman, but the way they were piling in the food and they kept bringing it out for them, they definitely didn't leave hungry.
Must be nice. And of course, that's the beauty of being young and in great shape too.
Right,
they burn a lot of calories. But the thing with this team, and you said this so many times through the years because it's true, and this group seems to be right along those lines where they do get along. And it's not like you've got 3 or 4 guys going in one corner, 3 or 4 guys in another. The camaraderie seems real with this team.
Yeah, and I think it's intentional in terms of who you recruit. I think obviously the guys that have come in over the years have always been about the right things, and we're fortunate the guys that we've had come in as transfers have been about the right things. And the 3 that are here now, Isaac Lindsey, Kamari, and Max, are all in terms of, and Jacoby as well, even though he's not playing, are about the right things and a fit. So. Those are the things that are important, and obviously the foreign trip helped with that, expedite that chemistry this year. But you're always looking to how it can continue to improve and grow closer.
That's another thing that probably hasn't changed much, too, in the recruiting process. Certainly you and your staff get an idea of someone, if it's a high school player or a transfer. But I would imagine you go to, hey, Tyler, hey, Steven, what do you think? What were your impressions of this guy? That probably has stayed the same.
Absolutely, Matt. There's no doubt that we, and they get really. I probably get the final check off, but the players get the second to final check off before it really gets to me on my decision. So, and we've had, by and large, and like I said, they've always felt guys were good fits, but there's been a couple instances where they said, Coach, no, it's not good, and it kind of aligned with what we had seen or maybe our research had told us to.
Yeah, all right. As the Badgers move forward, a road trip coming up. It's a lot of home-road splits here in the coming weeks for the Wisconsin Badgers. We'll take a break. We'll have more to come on today's edition of the Badgers Sports Report.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. We believe in financial security for Wisconsin public school employees and their families. WEA Member Benefits, proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEABenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.
WEA Member Benefits, dedicated to helping Wisconsin public school employees become financially secure with programs designed for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. WEABenefits.com.
All right, today's player interview, we visit with Max Klesmit, pride of Neenah, Wisconsin. Of course, transfer from Wofford, first year with the Badgers, already has made quite an impression. And we were just talking before we started rolling here, Max, there are certain assignments that I think are really intriguing to people who watch games. And the recent game against Minnesota, against Jamison Battle, really good player. Looking up a little bit, but with Coach Gard, we were talking to him after the game. I said that's probably one of those assignments that you crave, and if you weren't assigned to him, you would say, "Hey, give him to me."
Right.
I mean, that's just the kind of thing you embrace, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. Every night in the Big Ten is going to be a grind, regardless of who we play. Every team's got really good players, scorers on every squad. So, just taking the preparation part very seriously in practice beforehand, scouting, and just buying into what the coaches are telling us right now. And, getting everybody behind that and moving forward here into Big Ten, I think that'll be a really big key.
Coaches are always very careful here to say we want this guy to be the best Tim. We want to be the best Max Klesmit. But when we asked Coach Gard about you when you announced that you were coming here, he brought some comparisons. If it was more recently a Brad Davison or a guy like Zach Showalter, Josh Gosser, names that you probably are pretty familiar with. When you hear that, that's a real big compliment. When that was thrown back at you, what were you thinking when you heard that?
Super appreciative at first just to get those comparisons to those guys before, that was my 5th, 6th, 7th grade self watching those guys play with, Frank Kaminsky, Sam Decker, going to that national championship game. So just being able to be compared to them is awesome. But, trying to take a little bit from each guy's game, whether it's, Zach Showalter, Josh Gosser, Ben Brust, most recently Brad Davids, like we said, just trying to pick a little bit up from each of their game, whether it's watching film, talking to them, or just taking advice from them regardless. But it's super cool to be acknowledged and be in the same conversation compared to those guys.
You are described as a relentless player. The constant, Coach Oliver mentioned that along those lines when I talked to him recently. He says you're all just the intensity, the sustained intensity. Where did that come from with you?
I think it just kind of started at a young age. My dad taught me, regardless of where you're at, when you get on the court, you got to play as hard as you can. You got to be as serious as you can be because, the game can take you a far ways. It's gotten us to be able to go to the Bahamas, France, like we've already been. So just trying to be locked in of what I was taught at a young age of taking your work very seriously no matter what it is you're doing. So I got to give a little credit to my dad on that.
Yeah, no, it's great advice. By the way, speaking of which, I've asked some of your teammates this. You went to France, went to the Bahamas. You played basketball in a ballpark, in a baseball park. That's a pretty good first tour here as a Wisconsin Badger.
Yeah, that's what I was saying to myself too. I was like, you can't ask for a much better first year here. Getting to go to France, the Bahamas, AmFam. Being a Brewer fan, growing up, being able to play there, it's been awesome. So yeah, just super grateful of all those opportunities that we've had this year already.
As you made the adjustment from Wofford to here, I guess probably don't want you to give away too much here, but the differences just in if it's terminology, if it's the defensive rules, what you're doing offensively, how different is it here from what you played with down at Wofford?
For sure. You know, I would think the biggest part that the difference that I've seen so far is just the physicality part of playing in the Big Ten. You know, every night's going to be a grind. Not saying that it wasn't at Wofford either, but
is he talking Green Bay Packers or what's it?
Not yet. It'll be soon. It'll be soon.
But yeah. Man, I lost my train of thought. We're
differences.
The physicality, right? sorry about that. There, I got a little sidetracked, but yeah, the physicality, the speed of the game, obviously, and then like you said too, the terminology part. Some things are different, but some things are similar too. But you know, these coaches and these guys have done a good job helping me and Cam so far out of the transfer portal, learning to adapt really quickly.
So we had the cameo from the head coach. I've got to go there now. I can't let that. Now I'm trying to get straight. There are a couple of outliers. Carter Gilmore is a Bears fan.
Bear guy, yep.
But that's kind of a no-brainer. You're a green and gold guy, aren't you?
I'm green and gold to the bone. To the bone, yep. Green and gold, bleed it. So.
How fun is that? I mean, obviously, at a recent practice before a Packers-Vikings game, there was a lot of Packer garb. Coach Krabenhoff had smoke coming out of his ears. Yeah. He was not. Tyler Wall's a big Vikings fan. Crow, I assume. How much back and forth is there in the locker room, the buses, if it's when these games are going on?
For sure, yeah. You know, we try to tone it down a little bit once we get on the court, but yeah, once it's in the locker room, it's fair game. A little bit of smack talk here and there. We all watched the game together, so it was fun seeing those guys kind of pout and, be angry that their team was down 21 or whatever in the first quarter. It felt like so. Yeah, it's good though having that little rivalry, in the locker room too, off the court. I think it brings us closer together as well. So it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Final thought. I'm thinking of your folks and. Can they keep straight where all of the Klesmit kids are playing? You got a brother, you got a sister playing basketball. I mean, it's got to be fun, exciting as heck, and a lot of pride too. I would think what's going on in the family with their basketball careers.
Yeah, for sure. I guess it just kind of followed what I wanted to do growing up, kind of playing college. Same goal for my little brother, same goal for my little sister as well. But just a lot of thankfulness goes to our parents being able to, take us to these AAU games, whether it was in Vegas or down in Florida or all over the country. I know it wasn't easy keeping up with us, and they're still trying now, whether it's, back home at Neenah or coming down to Madison for a game, but they're trying. They're just super thankful, and they're glad they can watch this much basketball because they both love it as much as we do as their kids. So, yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and just can't ask for anything else, really.
I'm going to ask you the same question I asked Kamari, a couple of Wisconsin guys coming back here. Everything you thought it would be here so far?
And more. Everything I thought it would be and more. Just words can't put it to describe how easy the transition's been for me because of these guys on the team, because of these coaches, because of everybody on the staff, whether it's, trainers, Snides, strength coach. It's almost been seamless. So just, yeah, a lot of gratitude and a lot of thanks for the start we've had so far and the people we got in this program. So.
All right, that's Max Klesmit, one of the Badger starters and a standout performer here for the team this season. We have more to come. Stick around. Badger Sports Report continues.
These are operating engineers. They operate top-of-the-line, innovative machines and build stuff that matters. And operating engineers are well paid. They even get paid to train. As an apprentice, you can make $56,000 a year from day one during training. No school loans and no debt. When your training is complete, you'll have a stable career job that is high skill, high tech, and high pay. We need operating engineers right now. Your future can begin today.
You'll hear things like, you're going to need to see a specialist.
That what you have is serious, like really serious.
And then you meet them, your medical team.
With research and clinical trials and new treatments.
With better procedures that lead to better results.
Then it hits you, you're gonna be okay.
UW Health. Remarkable medicine. Remarkable care.
The Badger Sports Report is presented by UW Health, the healthcare team for the Badgers. Learn more at uwsportsmedicine.org. And is brought to you by the Construction Business Group, Wisconsin operating engineers and respected contractors. BuildingWisconsinTogether.com. And by Gruber Law Offices, a proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics. One call, that's all.
It's another week of a Tuesday home game and a Saturday road trip for the Badgers. A Tuesday night matchup here at the Kohl Center against Penn State. Tip time set for 7:30. And then an early tip on Saturday, 11 a.m. down at Welsh Ryan Arena as the Badgers take on the Northwestern Wildcats. We'll talk to you next week. Thanks for watching.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a warm-hearted person who loved me till the end. People, let me tell you about my best friend. He's a one-boy cuddly toy, my heart, my dad, my pride and joy. People, let me tell you about him. He's so much fun. Whether we're talking and a man or whether we're talking.
Right now, get $10 off a delivery order of $100 or more with code STAYWARM.
We believe in education. We believe in public schools. At WEA Member Benefits, we believe in helping Wisconsin public school employees and their families achieve their financial goals by providing personal insurance, retirement and investment, and financial planning programs that are designed specifically for the education community. Proud partner of Wisconsin Athletics, WEAbenefits.com.
My favorite breakfast is Odyssey yogurt. I asked Mommy where it comes from, and she took me to a dairy farm to learn all about milk and, most importantly, cows. Wisconsin cows are definitely the happiest, which means they make the tastiest yogurt. My favorite is blueberry. What's your flavor? Support your local farmers. EIEI Odyssey.